Hi, another teachable moment with Lady Farley and the FPI Network. As you know, I'm Lady Farley, and if you don't know, let me introduce myself to you. I am Lady Farley. I am the CEO of the FPI Network LLC and the founder of the 100 Women Strong movement. We are about educating you, keeping you informed, and helping you thrive while you grow in your business. And I don't believe in just surviving. I believe in thriving. So, with that being said, I have another expert, another professional who's going to help us get it all together. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further delay, may I introduce to you my friend Leilani.
Hi, everyone. I'm so thrilled to be here. So, Miss Farley has invited me to come here and talk to you guys about social media management, everything social media related, things of that nature, and help you guys further your experience and your journey into your entrepreneurial selves and grow your business beyond just a small one.
Okay, so a small business. I'm glad you said that because everyone who joined this workshop tonight, this platform, they were saying to me, like, am I considered small business if I don't have employees? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a business, you are a business owner. Not every business owner has employees. Some have maybe one or two. Like I have a couple people that work for me, but it's mainly you wearing multiple hats. And that's the purpose of tonight. Because if you're wearing all of these hats, it's hard for you to manage the content that you're putting out there. So that's why we have the wonderful Leilani with us today. Leilani, can you tell us the name of your company and how we can find you? And then I'm going to read you her press release. You guys are going to be so impressed.
Okay, yes. The name of my company is Sapphire Media Creative Agency. I personally have had the same experience as many of you guys. I wanted to start my own business, but I realized that there was a problem there. I knew starting a business would be the easy part, but marketing that business and getting it to where I want it to be successful wise, how was I going to get to that point? So instead of jumping straight into making my own business straight away, I took the time during the pandemic in 2020 to learn how to market a business specifically on social media, because social media right now is the new and crazy way to get people from many different areas across the globe to your business. So I got two certifications from Meta, which is the mother company of Facebook and Instagram. I got a project management certification, a social media marketing certification, and a social media management certification. So I took those things, those resources that I had, and I took the time to, you know, create something for myself that I could then share and also learn how to market a business and in real world situations. So I'm from Far Rockaway, so is Lady Farley, if you guys didn't know. Well, I live in Far Rockaway. I'm not originally from here, but I've lived here long enough. And I've worked with a few different people within our local community. Some people do urban farming. I've worked with them. I've worked with hairstylists in our area. And just last summer, Miss Farley put my mother's crochet line in her magazine, which I was so very grateful for. So I just want to really quick hop into what Sapphire Media does and how it can help you. So, Sapphire Media is, like I said, a creative agency where we help with social media management, advertising, and marketing. We also help with brand design and brand identity too. So, what that means is I help you with content creation if that's what you need, things like social media management, taking over your platform, helping you grow it, checking algorithms, checking your insights and things like that to make sure that you are up to your very best selves. I will swing it back over to Miss Farley so she can tell you guys a little bit more about that too.
Excuse me. I was choking. I was chewing gum. I'm sorry. One thing you mentioned and that I didn't forget, but when I met you, and I say this to talk about branding and what is image. When I met you, you were like flawless. I wasn't sure, I didn't know that your mom, excuse me, and you, I didn't know that you were doing content for her, but I saw her Instagram. So now that I know the person who is managing it is you,
Yes.
it made perfect sense because you were dressed, you dressed like just, if I could get my other body back, the other body that I had before the pandemic and all that, like I would copy you, I would imitate you. I saw that you were a young lady worth imitating. Like if
Thank
women are out there trying to be, whoever, I don't know any artists, so don't even let me lie. But let's just say if someone's out there trying to be Beyonce, right? I thought that you were worthy of women to aspire to be you as well. And that's what me, and then I put your mom's an advertisement in our magazine, and thank you for allowing me to do that. But it wasn't just, supporting you and your mom. I really wanted to support you.
thank you. I so appreciate that.
You're welcome. I'm going to read here for everyone that's watching. I'm going to read to you Leilani's her her bio, her press release, because I think that it will do you, all of us, a little bit of good. So I'm going to read that and drink this water. I'm going to go off camera for a moment to read it and drink my water. So just bear with me. So Sapphire Media Services, strategic social media management, as she mentioned. Now this management will be tailored to you, tailored content plans to boost engagement, platform specific strategies for maximum impact, innovative marketing campaigns. Under that, you have creative campaigns to elevate brand visibility, data driven approaches for tangible results. And I think that that's one of the things that people forget, that you're not just throwing content, you're not just throwing it out there hoping it sticks to the wall, but data driven approaches for tangible results. Cater to you, that's important. A digital presence enhancement. So that means amplifying your online presence across all the platforms. Like some people do well in let's say TikTok, and then they don't do so well everywhere else. So like, or they do well in Facebook and are not doing well in other places at all. So that we'll cover that as well. We're also talking about dynamic content to captivate your audience. This is all what Sapphire Media Services does for you. So everyone who asked, what do I really need? Someone who can manage my content, or I'm just throwing it out there, guessing, hoping, thinking maybe it'll work. Well, now you know why you need Sapphire Media Services. Also, I just wanted to um, touch on what Leilani already said. She told you that she's from Far Rock. We both were. We both lived there. I have a home there. I have one of my homes there. I try to get there as often as I can because I miss the beach. But anyway, Leilani is a visionary. She's an entrepreneur, and she's from New York City. And she also can help you elevate your brand with her company, through her company Sapphire Media, where innovation meets influence, a cutting-edge social media management and marketing agency founded by the one and the only. So, with that being said, and I finished drinking water. I know that everyone has it. I mailed the press release to you, and I also mailed you her information, how you can get in contact with her, how you can reach out to her directly. If anyone needs that again, if you need that information again, just don't be afraid to email me or to message me. I will get that to you. Hi, Miss Carmen. We see you. So, Miss Carmen, since I have you, I was just telling Leilani that, I need her because I'm a person with many hats, many brands, many things, serial entrepreneur, as I believe you call it, Miss Carmen. I'm going to get enough information, but I believe that Leilani is someone that we both can engage and use her services. So, with that being said, let me get into the first question that we have for you, Leilani. People, I have 20 questions here. I can't get to all 20, and we don't want to wear you out asking you all 20 questions. But the first question is, this is from Linda K, and she's from the Bronx. So she says, what is the best time to post? I read that it was between 10 a.m. and noon, or between noon and 2 p.m. I do that, yet still I get no engagement. What's your response to that? Because I'm in that boat myself. Well, I post at 3 a.m., which is stupid because no one's up at 3 a.m. But what's the best time to post and get engagement?
So a lot of people may not like my answer right now, but it is very specific to you. When it comes to your insights and when so let me backtrack a little bit. If we're talking specifically a platform like Instagram, you're posting on Instagram at 3 in the morning, but no one's awake at that time, so who's really seeing it, right? If your insights are telling you something different, maybe your insights are telling you, maybe your audience is online at 2 in the afternoon, but you're posting at 3 a.m., you're missing your perfect window of opportunity for your content to get the most views and the most reach. So when it comes to things like that, it's very, very specific to the individual. And that's where someone like me comes in to help you figure that out. A lot of people are not so savvy with the Instagram algorithms and this and that. So someone like me, just any sort of social media strategist or marketer or manager, things like that, can help you kind of figure that out for yourself. And I also, with my services, I sit down with you one on one and we go over things like that. And we come up with a plan and a strategy specifically tailored to you, as she said earlier, to help you really expand and amplify what you already have built on.
Okay, so you said something that I've seen and I have been seeing, but I never paid attention to it. On each and every platform that we post, there is a theme for data analysis or something like that. Do we need to present that to you, or should we will you look at that yourself to determine what would fit us, what would be best for us and our engagement?
So when it comes to things like that, like if I was to onboard a new client and they wanted me to do a social media audit for them, let's call it an audit, then they would send me their insights and all of their information that I would need to understand what their platform is going through right now, why they're not getting the kind of engagement that they're looking for. Why are people not like coming to their profile and interacting and things like that? So that is something that you guys would present to me. And if we were to move forward in a way that maybe I was signing into your account to manage the social media myself, post the content myself, then that is something that I would look into for myself. But most of the time, you send me the information and we'll have a one on one conversation about that to help you further your goals.
That's perfect because I never remember any of my social media handles, how to sign in or their handles anyway. So thank heaven for that. But so the insights that, and I know that for someone like myself, a lot of women I know, they never think to check that, but you will be able to take that information and help us, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. Let's get to, I want to get around to the next question. This is coming from Amber, and she's on Long Island. So Amber says, It looked like Amber Jessup. Let's call her Amber J. So she says, "Is there a such thing as content that is too well that will age me? I'm young. I don't want to put out content that makes me look old."
I don't think there's no such thing as content that makes someone look too old or too young. The thing about making content is that it should be fun. It should be a creative process that you feel comfortable with. If it's not part of your personality to do something like that, don't do it. When when it comes to building a brand, you should be going off of what you feel is authentic to you. One thing that people love to throw around is the word authenticity, but it is very serious. Authenticity nowadays is very, very important to when it comes to branding, because no one wants to feel like they're actually buying from a company or buying from a brand. They want
Mhm.
to feel like they are in a community, and authenticity really helps with that. So my thought is, if you're not comfortable doing the TikTok dances and this, that, and the third, don't do it. Find something else fun and creative that you can still put out that people and yourself, more importantly, will enjoy.
Oh my gosh, I love that answer. And you said something that jumped at me because the other day, Leilani, I put out, it wasn't a TikTok video, but I was just doing this challenge that was on Instagram. I think Whoopi Goldberg had shared it. It was called My God is Big Challenge. And I couldn't remember the dance, so I just danced or whatever. And my girlfriend messaged me and she was like, "Oh, you're trying to be young." But clearly, but she knows me. Like anyone who knows me knows I'm like a big person of faith. I love God. I always talk about God everywhere I go, and I love to dance. I can't do it, but I love to dance. So it's true to myself, it's true to my nature. It's still authentic to me. It's
Right.
still authentic to me. I didn't do it like a professional. I wasn't perfect. Like my hand movement looked like I was doing a robot, but I still did it and it was authentic to me. It doesn't make me look old. It doesn't make me look young. It's just me. So I agree with you when you say that everyone throws out that word authentic. You're so authentic that you look like the 99 people that I've watched before you and after you. Like
Right.
it's just authentic is just being stamped on everything. It's not really and necessarily authentic. And you said, if it doesn't feel good to you, yes, people are judgmental.
Mhm.
People are judgmental. But if it doesn't feel right to you, then you shouldn't do it.
Absolutely.
Like I told her, if like, oh, if you don't want to dance, you don't have to dance. That was what I did. And she just thought that that was crazy. She was like, "You're too old for that. Don't do that. You can't do those TikTok dances like those kids."
That's a silly notion, being too old for something. There are so many, especially us people of color, Black women, we don't look a day over 45 most of the time. You just told me that you were 54 years old. I can't tell. Who could tell? That's all I'm
Well,
gonna say on that
she
part.
was judgmental about it. Miss Carmen, she was too judgmental, and I don't feel young at all. But I was just happy. Like most people know, I love to do a two step, and I just did a two step. So let me just put a pin right here, a star, for everyone who's saying that there is a such thing as being too old or too young for anything. It is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. If you're being true to yourself, if you're being authentic, then there isn't a reason that you should not be able to do what feels good to you as long as it's on brand, as Carmen pointed out. If it's going to reach your target, then okay. I don't think that you should put yourself in a box by saying I'm too young for this or I'm too old for that. So Amber J on Long Island, I hope you're watching because I want to say this to you. You're not making yourself look old at all. If what you're doing is on point, on brand, then it's nothing old about it. Especially you're the one doing it. Like, I don't know your age, but if you're doing it and you're young, you're not appearing old if you're doing it. But Amber, I suggest to you, you have Leilani's information. I've shared it everywhere. If you need it so you can make a consultation with her, reach out to me. Feel free to do so. Please do so.
Yes, please reach out to me. All first consultations with me are free, just so you guys know. So even if you're just looking for quick advice and you just need a quick 30-minute, 25-minute sit down with somebody that is more experienced in that field than you are, then please reach out to me. I have no problems helping people. That is what I'm here for. And I also want to go back to something that Miss Farley said about target audiences. Target audiences are very specific to the individual, to the brand, to the product, to the service, to whatever you're trying to do. Your target audience will not be the same as the next person. So I never want anybody to feel too old, too young, too this, too that for anything, because your target audience are probably people that are in the same boat that you are in. So thank you for mentioning that part.
I'm happy that we were able to clear that up for her, because I don't think that I don't think that we do ourselves any I don't think we do ourselves any justification, or we don't do ourselves any justice trying to make society. And I understand that we live in this society, there are rules that we live by, but when you have someone trying to enforce on you what their views of young are, what their views are of old are. Is that you, Ms. Jones, asking if I can see you? Because your image, your picture is not showing up. So I apologize if you're on Facebook and you are viewing and I can't see your face, but I can read your questions, so you can drop your questions there. But nevertheless, I want to move on to the next question, because I don't want to take up too much time where we don't get to. I'm not going to get to all 40 of these questions, but the I can skip this next question because it's a woman. She says, um, Lisa M. She says, I'm from New Jersey. Oh, I think I know who this is. Hi, Lisa. I think I know who this is. But she says, I'm from New Jersey and I'm over 50 years old. And she's like, I don't like a lot of the content that people put out. Can we get content that's catered to my age group?
Of course. Of course. There's this lovely couple from the UK, and they just do TikTok dances on Instagram. They're a very cute, lovely older couple. They're probably like in their 70s, maybe 80s. And they're just living life. They comfortable with each other. They're just expressing their funness, their inner youth. That it might not be outward or whatever people might say. I don't think you're old until you're like 70-ish, I guess. My great grandmother, she is 98 years old. She is still kicking and still like she is quick witted. So to me, like old is a mindset. So you can do anything you want, no matter what age, no matter who you are, whatever it is, you can do it. Now, when it comes to catering to a specific age group,
Mm-hmm.
that is a thing. Yes, of course. Like we mentioned before with your target audience, you're probably trying to market to people that are similar to you in some ways or are looking for something that you know that you can provide. So, with my example with this two older couple from the UK, they just want to have fun on the internet. They are loving each other publicly, dancing with each other online, and sharing positive energy. That's their thing. Now, for you, for someone that is, like you said, in your 50s, I think, there's no reason why you couldn't do something similar or whatever your specific uh,
Mm-hmm.
product or service or whatever you do that you're trying to make. your business, whatever it is, I don't see why you can't do that and just add a little fun in there too, no matter what age.
I love that. Thank you, Lisa M. Girl, you heard it here first. You heard it here first. Your content can, reflect who you are and the population, the people, the market whom you're trying to reach without limiting yourself. So there are no limits.
I know.
Leonie said it that we all repeat this everywhere we go, but we forget it. Age is a mindset.
Hmm.
I don't feel old. Lisa, I know you don't feel old. So let's go to the next question. Um, actually, we have a question from a gentleman. Woohoo! So Brandon asked, "What's the point of me spending time creating all of these ads when I'm still getting no engagement? What am I doing wrong?" I'm sure that's a broad, right? Like
It
broad
is very
query.
broad, but
Mhm.
what I will say is there um there's a specific thing that a lot of people miss when it comes to just buying ads or like selling putting ads out on social platforms. And it again goes back to their target audience. If your target audience is too vague, then you're not looking for anybody specific, so it'll push out that ad to just anyone, and that person might not be the person that you're looking for. So when it comes to social media and putting ads out and stuff like that and marketing online, you really want to have your ideal sorry your ideal potential client or your potential buyer or your perfect customer. You want to have that in mind, because moving forward, you really need to understand who it is you are talking to online. That person is not in front of your face, so you have to know who it is you are trying to reach, who it is you are trying to speak to, and who it is you want to pull in.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. So, Brandon, remember that you have to think about there. These people are not in front of you. We think, and I do that myself. I'm guilty of it, Brandon. I'm not saying that this is you, but I too, I'm guilty of this. I
I
often
think we're
think,
all guilty of it.
right, I often think like, oh, my friends, my family, oh, the people I work with, or my colleagues, or these people, or women my age, or black women are going today. Oddly enough, on one of my platforms, a white woman, I don't care about who follows me. We love, I love that. I love to support other people too. But in my messages, she goes, "Oh, I've been following you for a long time. I watch everything you do." And I'm like, it never occurred to me. So, Brandon, we don't always know who is in front of us. We don't always know who's watching, but one thing we should do is to just be mindful that we have to be mindful that we have to remember who it is we're engaging, and then cater that content to them so that they will want to engage. Like things that make me engage may not make everyone engage, but I love content that has like um what do you call those things, like polls. Like I just like stuff like that. I used to see these silly things all the time. I don't know, blame it on my brain damage, I don't know what, but ever since my brain surgery, if someone has content up like, "Oh, I hate cheeseburgers. If you're getting rid of one of these things, which one is it?" And they have like cheeseburgers, french fries, hot dogs, whatever, and I'm like, "Oh, I love those things." Don't Go figure, I don't know. It's just the new brain. I'm sorry, Miss Jones. Did you want to step onto the stage? If you want to step on, just come back in and I'll let you in. I'm not sure if that was you, but nevertheless, we're here if you'd like to ask a question, or if you just want to give your point of view on what you've been doing. And Leilani has a couple more minutes with us, and she can answer your question if you'd like to step on stage. If not, you can type it in the chat also, Miss Jones. Okay, so we got Brandon's question. Here's another question. Social media management is so expensive, but okay, social media management is so expensive, but I don't feel like I get my money's worth because I have no engagement. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that really depends on who it is that you're working with, honestly. Uh, I think a lot of the time, even in my personal experience with other clients, a lot of the time, our clients will forget that this is a collaborative effort. You know, you are the owner of this brand and I am the assistant. So we need to be in constant communication in what the expectations are, what your key performance indicators are, so we know that we're on track. So if you're not telling us, hey, I'm looking for this thing and this is the thing that I know will assure me that this is moving in a successful manner, then we can be like, okay, now I know that this is the thing that this client is looking for, and I need to be on top of it constantly so they feel like they are getting their money's worth. And I will also say social media management is tax deductible. It is tax deductible for any business. If you didn't know that, now you know that.
Ma'am,
So
and
get your money back. Get your money back.
listen, OMG, like I know we're getting into tax time for business owners and everyone, but and I have someone who does my taxes for me, but I'm going to ask him, have you been deducting my social media management, which will now be you, Leilani, but I'm going to say, have you been deducting this or will you deduct, reminding him? So
Right, because
that,
it's a business expense.
that
So any business expense will automatically be a tax deduction. So make sure if you guys have already spoken to a social media specialist in the past and you haven't received any tax deductions for that, please go and fix that, resolve that so you no longer feel like you didn't get your money's worth. And come talk to somebody like me, or I can put you in contact with somebody else that I might know that I think is worthy of your time to help you and get you started with a new social media specialist that can help you along the way in your entrepreneurial journey.
okay. I think I'm going to take one more question and then open the floor to everyone out there. But this question is, okay, Rebecca. I think I know this Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. So Rebecca, she she wants to know, is branding for everyone or is it just for people who are like entrepreneurs?
Branding is for everybody. Everybody should have a specific brand to whatever product or service that they are selling, because whether we like it or not, people like pretty things. People like things that look good, feel really like
Yeah.
expensive, luxurious, things like that. We want the things that we are buying, the things that we are uh, using as services to feel and look a certain way.
Okay.
So of course you want to put out your product and just, have people buy it and you feel like, oh, well, I shouldn't have to do all the flashy stuff because I just want people to buy the product. You don't want people just to buy your product. You want people to buy into the idea of your brand and the product. So when it comes to brand identity and aesthetics and things like that, I think that that is a real important aspect of building a solid business. 100%.
Wow. That helped me. That helped me. So thank you, Rebecca K. That just helped me because I never thought about this, like how you and I met, my daughter and I skincare line. But I don't really get a chance to do that. It's not really my thing. But when I do share something, like let's say if it's like this is a lip gloss. Like let's say I'm posting about this one thing. I'll get hits on it and people say, "Oh, like send me that," or "How do I get that?" whatever. But then I don't hear anything else cuz I didn't put out my I'm not really ex- exploring or introducing my brand. I'm introducing this item. So
Right.
people gotten the item, but they don't. I'm like, why aren't they following everything else? Because I only made this item, attractive and not the whole brand. So,
Mhm.
another point, just to go back to Rebecca, when I think what she's saying is like, you know, someone like myself, I'm an educator. But let's say if I wasn't doing anything else, I was just being an educator. Do I need to have a presence out there because there's so many educators in the world? What she's saying is like someone who has. May I use Miss Jones for an example? I'm going to. I'm sorry. Let's say I have a bus service that caters to children. I'm not the same as what Rebecca means here, as in, although I am an entrepreneur. Rebecca is saying like someone who's selling stuff, or getting stuff out there. We're not the same. She's saying, does she need branding? Because they're two separate things. But you've answered that. All people, Rebecca, everyone, everyone needs branding. And I think Rebecca K, I think I know who you are. If you're that person, um, you know, a lot of wellness coaches are using branding, right? They are using branding. So yes, ma'am, you do need someone to help you with that. And I know you got the email, so you got all of Leilani's information. And so if you need to reach out to her, you can do so. Do we have any questions for anyone viewing us? If you'd like to drop in your questions, you can drop them in right there in the chat and I'll read them. But if not, I think I have one more that we can get to.
Also, if you guys have any specific questions about your brand in particular, maybe about just brand identity and aesthetics, and really not just selling the product or service that you have, but selling your brand. People do not buy with logic, people buy with emotion. You want somebody to feel a sort of way about your brand, so then they buy from you. You know,
Mhm.
when have you bought something because it was actually practical? You buy it because you're like, oh, I really like this thing and I think I could use it for this, or maybe I could use it for this. You imagine in your mind why that this product or service or whatever it is will be useful to you. You don't have a purpose for it in that,
Right.
but you're buying it because you want to have a purpose for it. You have attached an emotion to that product or service or whatever it is. So when it comes to branding, you really want people to also have that same emotion towards your business as well. What is my opinion on ma- marking or trademarking a brand? Yes, anything that you have that is specific to your brand that you feel like needs to be trademarked, go ahead and do that. The intellectual property of your brand is very important to keep, because you do not want somebody else to take that from you and then claim it as their own. So that is very important to document, especially for just legal reasons and other things like that. You don't want people to take your work and claim it as their own and things like that. So yes, trademarking any brand assets, any intellectual property of your brand, always do that.
That is now listen, for those of you, I would pull my glasses up, but I have so much bags in my eyes, I don't want you to see that. For those of you who have been with my network for years, you know that we have done series on intellectual property, series on trademarking, series on um, qualifying, who you are, your logo, everything, trademarking, all of this licensing, all of this. We have done series on this, and I'm really I'm so proud of her, Leilani, for knowing this, because people think that, oh, I did it first. There is no such thing. And take it from me. Take it from me. I watch, and I haven't been using my trademark logo on some of my hashtags, which I have it trademarked. Why am I not using it? So then I noticed that people are wondrously coming up with the same type or similar hashtag. It's okay, because I'm here to inspire. It's what I do. I inspire. It's my life's mission. But nevertheless, I see people do it. I'm like, why am I not using my trademark? Why am I not letting everyone know this is trademark?
It is
That
very,
is
very important to do that.
very, very important. I'm so happy that, thank you for asking that question. And I think that that is the most perfect place to put a pin in this. We're going to wrap this up. And I told you that if you, oh, you know what, Leilani, put your information right there in the chat so that people don't have to go through their email again to find your press release that I sent out. But I'm going to drop your press release on the page again. This way, anyone can who wants to reach out to you can find you. And let's set some time up for you and my consultation. Okay.
Oh, so I'm going to now put oh, it won't let me comment. That's strange.
Try one more time because you have permission to comment. Let me see if I can grab it from your press release. Let me see. Oh no, it's not there. So it'll be on your. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can share my screen.
I'm able to comment now.
Okay, good, because I cannot find it. I can't find this. I can't find it. No, I can't find it. I love your smile.
So my email is sapphiremedia.blue@gmail.com. That's my business email. You guys can reach out to me at any point to set up a consultation or just to get some advice or anything like that. I'm always more than willing and more than glad to help anybody that is looking for a social media specialist to help them further their entrepreneurial journey. And you can also find me on Instagram too. It says my comment has failed to post.
Yeah,
But
I was just looking for it. Like, why can't I see the comment? Let me type it. Let me type it in. Say repeat it again. I'm sorry.
it's just my business name, Sapphire Media, and then period blue, like the color blue at gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram under the same handle, sapphiremedia.blue.
Did I spell this correctly?
Yes.
Oh, for some reason, it's. I think I know why it's seemingly going to um, YouTube. So people who are watching on YouTube, it's going there. I'm sorry. I'm going to get better at this. Like, I thought I knew what I was doing, but nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, just I want to thank you all for being here tonight. I see in the comments someone says is good. This is good. It is good. This was just great information. And if you don't know, this is information that you would go to school for, to YouTube Academy, even the Meta Universe. University is called Meta University, but you got it here tonight. And I want to thank you, Leilani. Thank you, Sapphire Media. Thank you so much. I can't. I can't tell you how valuable this was. It just opened my eyes. I'm like, oh, I've been doing that wrong. This is not right. Oops. I'm doing this wrong. But nevertheless, now I have you, and I hope that everyone will take advantage and they will hire you as well because one of the, speaking of old and young, but one of the people of generations before me and before them, they always believe that doing it right the first time is better than trying to get it right the second and the third and the fourth time. But here at the FPI Network, we believe it's never too late. So we brought you information that you could use. And I believe that today marks the end of Black History Month. I am Black Excellence. Sorry for
Yeah.
putting my boobs in your face, guys, but I am Black Excellence. You are Black Excellence. We are going into Women's History Month, which is going to be phenomenal. Yes, it's going to be phenomenal because girls, we rule the world. If I
Yes.
had, I should put Beyonce's song on. But Leilani, do you want to leave us with some final words before we say goodbye?
Yes,
Yeah.
please. Yes, I'm so very glad to have happened to have this chat with you guys. I hope you guys had some really good, insights. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope you guys reach out to me. And just if you're not even looking for my services and you just really need some advice, please reach out. This is what I'm here for. So thank you so much, Miss Farley, for letting me come and chat with everyone, and I hope to be seeing you again very soon.
Yes, yes, you're going to see me sooner than later. On behalf of the FPI Network, I want to say thank you for helping us continue to grow. Be well, everyone. Good night.